Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the nuts and bolts of talent acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Not the paperwork side, but, business recruitment. That whole
Mm.
big, expensive, planned activity of finding the right people.
Exactly. And what we really want to unpack for you is that fundamental decision businesses have to make. Once they know they need someone, do they look inside?
Right. Use who they've already got.
Or do they sort of cast the net outside the company? It sounds simple, but it really shapes everything: culture, speed, cost. It's a big strategic fork in the road.
Yeah, and I think maybe people don't always realize how much thought goes into that first step. Recruitment doesn't just start with posting an ad.
No, not at all.
It kicks off way earlier, identifying the actual need. Like,
Yeah.
what skills are we really missing? Is it general stuff we can train or something super specific?
And that decision gets pushed and pulled by what's happening outside, right? The labor market, is it easy to hire right now or tough?
Location, too, especially now with remote and hybrid work. That's changed the game.
Absolutely. And let's be honest, money. How much cash do you have to throw at this? Are you willing to pay more for someone external right now or invest time training internally?
It's a real calculation. And the how has just exploded, hasn't it? I mean, we've gone from maybe newspaper ads and trade
Oh,
journals
yeah, the old days.
to this huge online world, job boards, specific agencies online, social media recruitment. It's a completely different landscape.
Totally dominant now.
Okay, so let's break down that first option, internal recruitment. This is all about looking inwards, right? Filling a job with someone who already works there.
Yep. Could be a promotion, maybe a sideways move, or just adding more responsibility, leveraging the known quantity.
And how do businesses actually do that? I mean, practically.
Well, the most common ways are things like posting the job on the company's internal network, their intranet.
Like a private website just for employees.
Exactly. Or maybe an email blast to everyone. Sometimes it's just putting a notice up on a, actual physical notice board.
Still happens.
It does. Or managers might just review existing employee records, see who has the skills. And word of mouth is surprisingly powerful internally, too.
Yeah, someone recommending a colleague.
Mm-hmm. And a key reason companies choose this path strategically is motivation.
Right. It's not just filling a gap, it's sending a message.
Precisely. Showing current employees that there's a path upwards, that their loyalty and hard work can be rewarded. It builds that internal career ladder.
Which has got to be good for keeping your best people around.
Absolutely. And the advantages seem pretty clear, don't they? Lower risk is a big one.
Because you know the person.
You know their work ethic, how they fit the culture, if they understand the company's goals already. Cuts down massively on ramp-up time.
And you save money too, right? No external ad costs, no agency fees.
Definitely cheaper on the face of it.
But there's always a but. It can't be all smooth sailing. What are the downsides here?
Well, the big one is, what if there just isn't anyone suitable inside? You've gone through the process and nobody quite fits the bill.
Or, maybe worse, what if you have too many good internal candidates?
Ah, yeah, that's the hidden tension. You pick one person for that promotion.
And potentially upset 2 or 3 others who also wanted it.
Exactly. That can create real conflict, rivalry, bad feelings. You might even lose good people who feel overlooked.
Okay, that's a serious risk. And what about the person who gets the job? Any potential issues there?
There can be. Sometimes someone promoted internally is, well, maybe a bit set in their ways.
The "we've always done it this way" trap.
Kind of. If the role needs fresh thinking or big changes, an internal hire might resist that because they're used to the old system. They succeeded in it after all.
That makes sense. So potential for stagnation.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one more big strategic piece.
Yeah.
You promote someone internally.
You still have their old job to fill.
Bingo! The backfill problem. You've just shifted the vacancy down a level, so you might end up needing to recruit externally anyway, just for that original person's role.
Huh. So it just delays the inevitable sometimes.
Often, yeah. Especially if the company's growing fast. It doesn't eliminate the need for external hiring, just pushes it down the chain.
Okay, so that nicely leads us to door number 2, external recruitment. Going outside the company walls.
Right. This happens when you're growing, someone leaves, retires, or, like we just said, you need to backfill that internal promotion.
And the goal here is different, isn't it? It's about casting a wider net.
Definitely. You're deliberately looking for skills or perspectives you don't currently have in-house. So most businesses try to advertise pretty broadly.
Using multiple channels at once.
Usually, yeah. To maximize the chances of finding the right person.
So what are the main ways businesses do this now? Feels like the list keeps growing.
It does. You've got the big online methods first. Ads on major job sites, LinkedIn is huge, obviously, especially for reaching people who aren't actively looking.
Passive candidates.
Exactly. Then you've got specialized online agencies, recruiters who focus maybe on tech or finance.
Right, the headhunters or niche firms.
hmm Private employment agencies, too, and temp agencies for short-term needs. That's still a big market.
And what about connecting with schools?
Oh, yeah. Crucial for entry-level talent, building relationships with universities, colleges, technical schools to get graduates.
Like creating a pipeline.
Precisely. And don't forget, government employment services often free for employers. Plus, referrals from existing employees about external contacts. That's often a high-quality source.
Referrals seem to pop up everywhere as being really valuable.
They consistently rank high for quality of hire, yeah.
But let's zero in on the digital side for a sec, because that seems to be where the action is. Company websites, for instance.
Absolutely critical now. The careers page on a company website isn't just a listing anymore. It's basically the shop window for your employer brand.
Explaining what the company is about, the culture.
Totally. Candidates research companies intensely now. They want to know your values, your purpose, what it's really like to work there. So you see videos, employee stories.
Yeah, trying to give a real flavor. And it needs to work on phones, right? Be easy to use.
Has to be mobile-friendly, seamless application process, ideally linking straight into their applicant tracking system, the ATS.
Okay, the ATS, that software that manages all the applications.
Right. And that integration is key when you talk about social media, too.
Which you mentioned is the fastest growing area.
By far. LinkedIn is the obvious professional one, but companies use Facebook, even Twitter or Instagram, depending on the industry and role.
And it's not just posting jobs, is it?
No, it's for targeted ad campaigns. You can aim jobs at very specific groups. It's for raising awareness of the company as a place to work. And importantly, recruiters use it to research applicants.
Ah, checking out profiles, background checks.
Yep, background checks, seeing their connections, getting a sense of them. And also for that passive sourcing, finding people with the right skills who aren't applying and reaching out. It's like real-time talent mapping.
Wow. Okay, so the ad itself, when you do post one externally, has got to work pretty hard then.
It really does. It's competing against hundreds, maybe thousands of other ads. You can't just list duties anymore.
You have to sell the job.
Exactly. Sell the
Yeah.
opportunity. What are the real benefits? Is there training? Room to grow? What's good about the company itself? Is it stable? Growing? Supportive? You need to give people reasons to choose your job over others.
So we've got the internal approach, leveraging familiarity, maybe motivating current staff versus the external one wide net, fresh ideas. Let's try and stack up the pros and cons directly. What does going external give you that internal just can't?
Well, the big things are scope and novelty, I'd say. First, just sheer numbers, a much wider pool of applicants to choose from. You're not limited by who happens to work for you already.
Okay, more choice.
And second, maybe even more valuable sometimes, is getting genuinely fresh perspectives. People from outside bring new ideas, different ways of doing things. They can challenge the status quo.
Which is vital if you're trying to innovate or shake things up.
Absolutely. And if your goal is simply to grow fast, to scale up, external is often the only way.
Right, you need to actually increase the total number of employees.
And it lets you target very specific skills or experiences you lacked internally. Like, say, you suddenly need an expert in AI or a very niche area of compliance. You can go out and find exactly that.
Okay, so definite advantages, especially for growth and new skills. But what's the downside risk?
Well, the flip side of new is unknown. These applicants are strangers, essentially. Choosing the right one is harder, riskier.
Higher chance of making a bad hire.
Statistically, yes. External hires fail more often than internal ones. And the cost. It's not just the ad spend.
Agency fees can be hefty.
Vary, sometimes relocation costs, and just the sheer admin time of sifting through potentially hundreds or thousands of applications, even with an ATS.
So it takes longer.
Definitely. Time to fill is usually much longer for external roles. And in a hot market, that's dangerous. Your top candidates might take another offer while you're still scheduling interviews.
Ouch. That's a real problem.
It is. And one more thing, back to culture. If you always hire senior people from outside,
People inside might start to feel pretty resentful.
exactly, especially if they felt qualified for that promotion or senior role. Seeing outsiders constantly brought in above them can kill morale and make your good internal people start looking elsewhere.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, isn't it? So wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway for anyone thinking about hiring? It sounds like it's less about just finding a person and more about managing risk.
I think that's a great way to put it. Recruitment is fundamentally a strategic choice. It's driven by your resources, time, money, your goals for the role and the company, and really your appetite for different kinds of risk.
Right. Are you more willing to risk internal conflict and maybe stagnation?
Or do you accept the higher costs, the longer timelines, and the unknown quantity risk of hiring externally?
There's no single right answer. It depends on the situation.
Precisely. And the most successful companies, they rarely stick to just one method. They usually blend internal and external approaches pretty smartly.
Using both strategically.
Yeah. And ultimately, how well any of it works comes down to planning and how well the business can actually define and sell itself, its employer brand.
Right.
In today's market, attracting top talent means being clear about why someone should choose you.
That brand piece seems absolutely central now. It really is.
Okay, so let's leave our listeners with something to chew on. Think about two very different companies. One's like a super fast-moving tech startup, all about disruption, first to market.
Okay.
And the other is maybe a stable 100-year-old manufacturing company focused on steady operations, minimizing errors.
Got it. Different worlds.
Totally. So for each one, which recruitment focus is probably more critical for their success? Is it nurturing internal talent and stability, or is it bringing in those fresh external ideas and scaling up fast?
That's the core strategic question, isn't it? Where should the emphasis lie? Really makes you think about how recruitment fuels the overall business strategy.
Absolutely. Lots to consider there. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.